We have an update on the Imani Roberson case. That's the 30-year-old mother of 4 that went missing in Conyers, Georgia on July 16th. Her body was found in Atlanta and her husband was arrested. Take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste time. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry that we are a little delayed. It has been a long night. I was even out late last night on this case, and under the circumstances with children involved and us taking possession of the child or children and releasing them to the grandmother, you can imagine what type of night she had and the parents had. This is the mother to my left, and this is the father of Imani to my right. And so at the end of my statement here, I'm sure that you will hear some words from each of them.
And I'm glad they included the father this time. Thank you, Sheriff, for doing that, because Imani had a mother and a father.
So I just want to make sure that I get my name right, because I saw it incorrect on one of the news stations I won't call. So I know how this routine goes. Again, I'm Eric, E-R-I-C, Levitt, L-E-V as in Victor, E-T-T. Sheriff of Rockdale County. All right, everybody ready? Any guys? Okay. All right. As you know, we have been investigating the disappearance of Imani Roberson. Imani was last seen by her mother on 7/16/2023 after having dinner at her mother's home with her 4 children. After leaving her mother's house, Imani Roberson returned home with 2 of her 4 children, the 3-year-old and 1-month-old baby. The other 2 children stayed the night with their grandmother. On 7/17, Clarine made several attempts to contact her daughter Imani Roberson, as they speak daily and sometimes several times a day, to no avail. Imani's mother decided to go to Imani's home to see if she was home, to find that no one was at the home. Imani's mother then decided to report her daughter missing, because it was not like her to call her and check on her children.
And even from the last press conference, that's when I realized from the beginning that the family knew that the husband had something to do with this, which explains why the mother went to the sheriff's office and reported her daughter missing, but not the grandchildren, and why the media didn't know that she had a husband until her father told them 2 weeks later.
We then began an immediate investigation by placing a lookout for the whereabouts of Imani Roberson, contacting family, friends, and identifying any known locations that Imani may frequent. RCSO continued investigations led investigators to the home that was shared by Imani, Donnell Anderson, which is Imani's husband, and the 4 children. What I can tell you now is that our investigation intensified, and it was clear that foul play was evident in the disappearance of Imani. This investigation led us to conduct several search warrants on homes, to include the home of our victim, a car, and cell phones. In addition, we spoke to several individuals, collected a number of evidence to include blood in our victim's home and in other places that I won't be specific on. All while the investigation continues, investigators continue to plan, organize, and search areas around specific locations to find Imani or individuals who could tell us where Imani is and what could they tell us about her disappearance. As we continued to search with the assistance of the cadaver canine, we came across an area where we believed to be evidence of a possible body. As we processed that area, an unknown body was discovered. Once the body was examined and matched the description provided to us on Imani, including tattoos, we matched from photos of Imani, including descriptions that was provided to us by our mother and others, with the body recovered. We were certain that we have located Imani. On 8/4/2023, several more search warrants were secured, as well as arrest warrants for Donnell Anderson, which is her husband. I activated my SWAT team to go and pick up Donnell Anderson. Donnell Anderson was located at an apartment location in the city of Atlanta. Donnell Anderson is charged with felony murder, malice murder, aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime, and there could be more charges. This investigation is still ongoing, and I can assure you that another arrest will be made.
Wow, so another arrest is going to be made. They're saying that Donnell did not do this alone.
As I stated earlier, this is an ongoing investigation. We are out in the field even as we speak on this investigation. I told you that there's going to be another arrest, and that is the reason why we're still out here on the field. And we're going to get that individual and any other individuals that could be attached to this case in custody if we find out that anyone else is involved. I have expressed my sympathy to the mother and father and their family, and I promised them that I was going to find Imani and find out who done something to Imani, and that today we have done. And so now at this time I will turn it over to the parents. This is Miss Clarine and Mr. Ackland.
So these are her parents. They're not together. That's why the mother was on one side, the father was on the other. They had 3 children together. Imani was one of them, all 3 of them gone, all in scenarios that happened in Georgia. Her mother had a 4th child that didn't belong to her father that was also lost in Georgia.
Today is a very difficult day for our family, especially the mother and the father. As a mother and father, you know that your kids are in a very special way. And when I couldn't reach Imani almost 3 weeks ago, I knew something was wrong. Late last night, my worst fears were confirmed, and our family is devastated. Being here today is extremely difficult for us, but I do want to thank the public who rallied around us and supported us for Imani's safe return. Thank you to the members of the national and local media who elevated the story. Lastly, Investigator Jones, Deputy Adams, and Sheriff Levette, and the whole entire team that worked diligently to bring Imani home. We thank you for your continued prayers and support as we work to care for Imani's beautiful boys without a mother. Thank you.
Yeah, this is not the news that we wanted to have, but I was prepared. I was preparing Imani's mom for it. When she sent me the Ring doorbell video and said, what do I think, I made my peace with it then. I want to give thanks to Investigator Jones that at least they couldn't tell us. I understand that, but she did say that's what it sounded like to me too. So I said my goodbyes to my daughter yesterday. And I told her, I promised her when I laid there with Royal that we will work with whoever we have to, and all people that's involved will be held accountable. This is the 3rd child I have lost to the state of Georgia. And if you think it's going to break me, it's not. I done seen all I can see. 3 of my babies gone. I want to thank Rockdale County. I didn't want to give y'all the chance because I wanted him so bad. But I trusted y'all. But thank you. Thank you. It's not the news that we wanted, but I'm happy that we can hold them accountable. And I just ask all, if you know anything can help it go further, and anybody else that is involved, come forth. Because what has happened to us more than once can happen to any of you.
And you would want us and everybody to be involved the same way you are. I was ready for it. And I will help take care of my daughters, her kids. Thank you, Georgia.
When her father revealed last week that she had a husband and they found the car burnt up at the same apartments that the husband was living at, I put two and two together then. That, in addition to the father saying that he knew his daughter was already gone from the evidence on the neighbor's ring cam. It was just crazy that when the story was first highlighted weeks ago, nobody mentioned that she had a husband. But now we know Donnell was the husband. Sounds like he was the father of the younger two children, which means he was the stepfather to the other two. Now her parents have to look after all these little boys. 4 boys. And I'm assuming they will all live with her mother. 1 month old, 3 years old, 9 and 11 years old. But I wonder, where is the father or the fathers of the other 2 boys? I will tell you this though, from the information that we received over the last couple of days, I am not surprised by this husband. I had an idea of the caliber of man who will find himself in this situation and the type of man that this woman will be attracted to. Sounds like they were in the middle of a breakup. They kept talking about the house they shared, but the father said the husband was living in some apartments and Imani was in the process of moving to her mother's house. Some people didn't like my comments about the sheriff in the last video. When I was saying the first press conference wasn't necessary, if they were unable to provide information, all they had to do was release a press release to address the public if they believed that questions or giving information would jeopardize their investigation. This is not a case where they needed the public in order to give them clues or evidence. They already had everything. They knew the person of interest from the first day when her mother came down there to report her daughter missing. That's why she reported the daughter and not the children. Let everybody know there's not a public threat. You don't think that random women are running around getting snatched up and having their cars set on fire. That's the most that you owe the community at that moment. You don't solve cases through emotions, like the attorney was telling us to do the last time. You solve cases by doing the work. And shout out to the sheriff and his staff. They did the work along with the other agencies that assisted them. Having everyone running frantic, saying we don't know where she is, she's missing, but the kids are not missing, hiding that she had a husband for whatever reason. When we see cases every day in the media where somebody's spouse went missing, but the missing person isn't presented as a single mother. Even if you think the spouse has something to do with it, you don't avoid mentioning them for 2 weeks. Which made me wonder, why was that being done? I have my own thoughts on why, but let me know below what you think about that. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started below. Sending my condolences to the parents and the family of Imani, her 4 boys. They're going to be raised without their mother. The 1-month-old baby, he won't remember anything about her. Shout out to Judah Zion. I appreciate you for your support. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.